And finally, you need to plan ahead for disasters, especially when dealing with technology. Whenever you have something where you're dependent on technology, you need to probably allow a little extra time just in case something goes wrong. However, if you do have any problems, one thing you might want to do is call ACCD's tech support number, because I am not a tech person, so if you have a tech problem, you'll need to call them. When you're working on files, make sure you back them up, save them in 2 places, because things do go wrong sometimes with technology. This is where you should go to find any information that you may have forgotten, anything that you think was important, or you're trying to do something but you just can't quite remember where to look for that. This is where you would go. It'll remind you about your email account, it'll remind you how to do your homework. All of that is listed here in this document. All the reading for this class is going to be found right here on this page, so you don't have to buy a textbook. For example, when I want to read about melody, for the melody unit, I'll just click on where it says melody. And I'll see there's some information here, and then some more links on the side that I can click on and read about melody in more detail. It's very important that you read all these links here. Now, as you're reading, you'll see that sometimes it'll say, listen to melody example 3 and 4, or something like that. Now, if I try to click on that, it doesn't do anything, because that's not a link. The examples are actually found elsewhere on the home page. So when you want to listen to them, you can go into the music listening clips. And as you'll see, each chapter has its own examples. You'll click on that, and you should be able to open up the examples and hear them. Now, if you have any problems listening to any of the examples, occasionally sometimes students find that for some reason on their computer they can't open a clip. It's not really that much of a problem anymore. You know, when I first started teaching this class, it was actually the year that YouTube was invented, and there weren't so many musical examples available on YouTube. But now, you can find almost anything on YouTube. And as you can see within the examples, all the titles and composers' names are listed. So if I hadn't been able to open this, I might try to find that example on YouTube. But that's where you'll find the music examples. Again, your reading is here, listening clips are here. There are some tutorials. These just have to do with using software that you might end up using to make your creative project at the end of the semester. But as I mentioned, you're not required to use any kind of software in particular for that project. Now, right here under the course content and the announcements, you'll see the assessments tool. And that's where you'll go to take your first quiz. And as you can see, right now I can click on the title of this quiz. So, if I want to read instructions or anything, I can, but basically, I don't really need to. It's just a quiz. I'm going to click on Begin Assessment, and although these are not the questions that my quiz really will have, I'll just answer the questions, and when I'm done, I'll click on Finish. Now it's going to tell me I haven't answered certain questions. If I decide that I want to go back and do it again, I can click on Save All, and then I can close it, and now I can go back and finish it. Really finished, I'll say Finish. Okay. And it tells me my quiz was submitted. Now you'll notice when you take your quiz that your grade may or may not immediately appear. Sometimes I have to go in and actually enter those grades. But give it time and it will show up. So that's how you're going to do your quiz. There's not much in the course calendar for this course. If you'd like me to put anything in the calendar, like if you have a performance coming up that you'd like to invite your classmates to, just send me an email and I will post it in the calendar. The due dates and everything like that are not on the calendar, and that's because they're in the syllabus. So when you want to know what homework you need to do, you need to look in the syllabus, and that's where all the due dates will be listed, not on the calendar. There is a chat tool, but it's not one that I use a lot. However, if you would like to schedule a chat session online, I am willing to schedule those. You just send me an email. And then here are the discussions. Each week, a new discussion will appear here, and you will respond as it appears. So I will start out each discussion by telling you what the topics are for that week. But for now, let's just go in this forum. If you want to post something in a discussion, you're going to click on Create Message. And then click on Post. Now, as you can see, my discussion post is there. If you want to reply, you just click on Reply. And now, as you see, I don't currently see my post, but if I click on Expand All, I'll see the post and the response. So that's how the discussion board works. Next is the learning modules. You don't need to worry much about that. And then you'll see your email. Now, it's very important that you use this email account for any emails regarding this class. So I know some of you may have already contacted me using PALS, and that's okay. But from now on, since we're in this class, I want you to always use this email to contact me about any course-related concerns. Unless, of course, the concern is that you can't get into the course. But the main reason for that is that I receive a ton of emails in my personal email account, and they get all mixed together. And then it's very hard for me to remember who emailed me, in what account, about what thing. And so it's much better if you just send it within this email, and that way it's kind of contained in the course, and I can answer you, and then if I need to go back to your email, I know where it was. Now, if you want to send an email using this email account, you just click on Create Message. It's very similar to any other email account. But when you click on Browse for Recipients, you'll see a list of everyone you could possibly send the email to. As you can see, right now when I'm making this orientation video, there really isn't anyone in the class yet, but once there is, you just select the person you want to send it to, and then that person's name is going to appear here. You type up your message, and you can send it. Now, I do want to say a couple of words about email. A lot of you probably are very comfortable using text messaging, email, Facebook, all kinds of ways to communicate with your friends. And when you email your friends, a lot of the time you might not use capital letters, punctuation, you might not say dear so-and-so or hi, you might not say goodbye at the end of your email, and that's totally fine for a social email, but it's important for you as a student to learn that when you're contacting a professor, you need to make sure that your email is respectful and that you include a salutation, you sign your email, and make sure that you do at least use punctuation and capital letters at the beginning of a sentence. These things are, maybe they seem kind of small and unimportant, but they'll be very useful for you because the more respectful your emails are, the more likely people will want to help you with anything you might need help with.